Hey folks, welcome back. My name is Krishna, and if you're new to the channel, welcome. This video is just sharing some process for a piece that I worked on this morning. It's sped up about 4 times. You're going to watch this video in about 7 minutes. The drawing took about roughly 25-26 minutes to create, at least until where I ended up stopping for this video, and I finished out my colors without recording a video for that. So just sit back and relax, take a look at this. This channel is created to help intermediate digital artists level up their digital art game. If you've been watching this channel for quite some time, I do appreciate it. And I hope you find these little forays into me just working on something interesting to look at. Obviously this channel is very tutorial heavy. But from time to time, I think it's important just to kind of take a break from that. Keeps me interested in what I'm doing, and it also allows me to share what I'm currently working on with all of you. This piece started out with just, there was no initial concept that I had in mind. I just started out with a shape, and I'm using my understanding of volumetric shapes to give the shape some form and some depth. So I thought as I was working through this, it kind of looked like something that's very science fiction-y. So that's the approach that I started out with. Didn't really have a concept, when I initially opened up this canvas, but now it's starting to gel. I'm creating overlapping objects, and usually when I start drawing, I start with the general shapes first, and then I work into more specific shapes and details. Now I'm beginning to add some type of a giant creature, and once again I'm using the freeform lasso tool to block out the pose. From there, on a new layer, I'm creating the actual creature. It's kind of a furry creature wearing some type of a toga or skirt. I thought it would be kind of neat to see a big creature attacking the city. This has, maybe I'm subconsciously channeling a little bit of Jack Kirby as I work. I'm a huge fan of his. He's a notable comic artist. Worked in the Marvel Universe. If you're not familiar with Jack Kirby, he is definitely one of my heroes. So as I work through this, things are starting to come together. I'm thinking subconsciously about composition, where I want the viewer to look. I'm thinking about scale. And I'm working in reds, and my general process is I clean up my pencils as I go. My pencils are basically in red. And as I clean up as I go, I convert the pencils to inks by using the hue saturation panel and making the inks dark. So we have a strong main character. Here I'm removing some of the area that's in the face to create some gnarly teeth to give us a little bit more expressiveness. Maybe giving us some intent that this is a malicious creature. I'm putting in some other elements here to like a UFO, and you'll see later on some people in the bottom running away from the creature, just to provide a sense of scale, so that we know how large the creature actually is. Here I'm adding some background elements. A good composition will have foreground, midground, and background elements. When these elements are overlapped against one another, depth is created. As I ink, I also try to be cognizant of adding black fills. Black fills are those solid areas of black that help make certain parts of the drawing pop. Inking is not just lines. There's so much more to inking than just dealing with lines. Black fills, adding textures, these are all other components. And I talk about these in my other videos. So if you're new to the channel, have a look at some of those tuts. Let me know what you'd like to see in upcoming videos. I would like to share my process stages from time to time. And if that's something that's interesting to you, please let me know. I would like to make this channel tailored for intermediate artists, and this channel thrives based upon the topics that you provide for me. So don't hesitate. If you're new, welcome. Take a look at the videos, and if you see something that hasn't been addressed, I'll add it to the list. So you can see the UFO creates a leading line to the creature. The creature's pointing downward towards the city, and we see some people running away. And then the character that's silhouetted on the left, his arm kind of pulls us back into the composition. It's an example of what we call a triangular composition. And you'll see this used quite a bit. If you're new to learning about composition, my best advice to you would be to look at some excellent examples of strong composition. Undoubtedly, you'll find other YouTube videos that talk about this, or you might find it on a blog post, or even an actual old-fashioned book. Learning and studying composition, you'll realize that there's a lot of similar compositional elements that are utilized. You have to know those rules before you can break them, but the rules are there because they're actually pretty good rules. So I've separated my characters and elements from the sky. The sky's in red. The elements I'm dividing further into values. So I've got my foreground colors darker. I have my background colors lighter. These aren't the final colors, but if you're unsure of what colors to choose to establish depth, you can't really go wrong with a monochromatic palette. And so that's what I would recommend. And here I'm adding, some color flats. And I don't think this video goes through the rest of the stages. Well, I know it doesn't go through the rest of the stages. You're going to see the final piece here in a bit, because already this is roughly about a 25-minute recording, which is about roughly 3 gigabytes in file size. So I didn't record the entire thing. But hopefully you found some value in this video. Let me know if you did or not. Let me know what you'd like to see me cover in an upcoming video. As always, thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button on your way out so that other folks can find this content as well. And here's the final reveal. As always, thanks for watching. See you in the next video.